Hey Aquarius, welcome to Intention 1111. Tonight I'm going to do a March love reading for you. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who listened to the videos, who interacted with the channel. I appreciate y'all. The moon is in Scorpio tonight. I believe it's tomorrow too. Double check that. But if you kind of feel like you're having a lot of truths coming your way, maybe a lot of revelations, about life or about some truths in your life, or feel like people are kind of being emotional around you, or you're being emotional in some way, it could be that Scorpio moon energy. So let's see what we have for Aquarius for March. Divine Feminine, Yin energy, loyalty, trusting, reliability, believing, shallow, hollow, empty, boredom. I think that's kind of an odd combination, isn't it? You have someone here, okay, who is a giver, right? They're a giver of themselves. And they've given so much of themselves, maybe over the years or in love relationships or what have you, that they find themselves empty, right? They may have been giving and not receiving. They may have been used, taken for granted, something like that. And I feel like, there's a low energy happening with this person here, this divine feminine or this feminine energy. So let's kind of see what's going on there. I get the feeling that somebody here just wants comfort. They just kind of want something pure, right? Yeah, giving, always on, giving the life of the party, but not necessarily the life of the party, but the person, making the party happen, right? And but when it comes time when the party's over, right, so to speak, there's an energy here of no one is anywhere to be found, right? They're always filling someone else's cup here. But when they need their cup filled, it's crickets, right? No one is here, right? So let me kind of see what this is about. Aquarius and love. So Aquarius, maybe you're giving to relationship here that isn't giving back to you. Somebody's always there with their hand out, but they're not reciprocating that idea, right? Um, and somebody here may be starting to feel like there's a lot of manipulation going on with a group of people, right? Or somebody's always there for the fun, but they're never there for the serious times. They're not there in good times and bad, right? And I think you're feeling kind of trapped in a loop here. You're trapped in some sort of a loop here with lack of reciprocation in a relationship. I kind of get the feeling here's a scenario I'm kind of getting. It's kind of like, they're there for a fun time, right? They're there when, hey, what are you doing after work kind of time, right? But when you're calling them because you have a flat tire on the side of the road, they're nowhere to be found. They can't be helping you. They're they're just there for the fun parts, right? So whoever this is and whatever this is, um This person is gratifying themselves on your behalf, right? On your back. But when it comes time for you to need from this person after having given, okay, to this person, you are left flat. I mean, you're left with the flat. You're left without. But here in a little bit, here they come again, needing you to fill their cup. And I think that you do, right? I think that there aren't a lot of boundaries in giving to this person. And you're always giving to this person, but they aren't giving back to you. And so I feel like somebody's becoming very unhappy in a situation. And I think the conversation may have been approached here about feeling like maybe they need to move away, or you feel like you need to move away from this situation because there's not a point of commitment here. Okay. There is only burdens being carried. And you don't want the burden of this for much longer. It was an illusion you've become enlightened to. Something happened, right? Like the last straw. This isn't in alignment with what you want. So something happened here. A last straw happened here. And in that moment, you became enlightened, okay, that this is a one-sided relationship. This is totally one-sided. Things are great and happy and fun when I'm giving, okay? But when I'm not giving, or when I need something, right, this person cannot be there to support and help me. So the relationship should go both ways, right? You have this temperance card down here. The relationship should go both ways, right? You see how these cups are being filled by the other cup, right? But it's in reverse, okay? And so there is no reciprocation. There is no filling of your cup. And so that's why I think you have this shallow card right up here, because this is surface level, and this with wands and the devil and the three of cups is primarily sexually based, right? I feel like also here with the devil, the magician, and the wand, you're kind of looking at a relationship in which you may be secondary to someone else. Okay. So for example, this person may be married and you may be the side piece, right? For some of you out there, not everybody, right? This relationship is primarily based in sex. Okay. There are three cups, but those aren't the kind of cups you want. Okay. Unless you're celebrating love or a wedding, or right. Um, there aren't a lot of love cards here, or cards here that indicate love relationship or feelings of love. I think, Aquarius, in this situation, you are expected to perform and provide something to this person when they need it, when they want it. But again, when it comes down to you needing something from them, they're not there. They're just not, it's not reciprocated. Um, I mean, it's a one-way street. I think you're starting to see here that this is starting to have an effect on your mental health, right? Because you're being drained, right? Hollow, empty, drained. Okay, and you're becoming tired of not getting anything back from this particular person. So what's the point of the read, right? Point of the read may be for validation, that to validate the idea that you're not crazy, or that yes, what you're feeling is true, right? Um, with this card here, it's kind of like a little bit of gaslighting, right? Like, well, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you want here? What do you want me to do? Right? Um, so basically that means that a person isn't taking responsibility for things. They're not taking responsibility for leaving you empty-handed. They are justifying getting what they need out of the situation. Um, so, if a person is draining you and draining you and draining you, and your body will show physical symptoms like, when you're around this person, you'll all of a sudden start yawning really bad, or you'll all of a sudden start feeling really sleepy, or you've got to, like, when they leave, okay, you've got to take a nap for a couple of hours to recharge. Or you might find that emotionally you're isolating from friends and family, right? Because you're being used, energy's being siphoned off, right? I feel like also here there's a level of deception in the amount of work being put in. And I think you're just starting to feel like this person's just taking and stealing from you, stealing from you. So let's see, how does this person feel about Aquarius? This person. Again, sex. Moving forward, that's what they want. That's what this is about, sex. So basically they're coming to you to get what they can't get at home. Okay, great if you're all on the same page, okay? If you're all on the same page and that's the expectation of the relationship and you're not asking anything from them and this is your arrangement and this is your agreement, then fantastic, okay? You're grown, do what you need to do, okay? But I feel like you have a different kind of expectation of this relationship than the other party does, right? You're expecting that this will turn into a relationship. And really, Aquarius, this is just an appointment. They're making an appointment with you. And then they're going home to their life, right? So, you call it however you want to call it, but here, this is what they're offering you, and your expectation here is that this is going to turn into something more because they're seeing you for that moment, because they're getting what they want from you in that moment. Um, but you're not on the same page, and the expectation of this relationship isn't the same. And so, what you're seeking and what you're wanting is connection here. You're not going to be getting connection from this person, not emotional or spiritual connection. You're going to be getting dick, right? Or whatever. But you're not going to be getting the emotional connection that you desire out of this. And this person will continue to drain you and use you in that way as long as you let them. Because when you stop refusing to give to them anymore, they're just going to kick you to the side and find someone else to go get that from. So that's what this person's objective is. That's what their idea is here. Right? But you over here are wanting a connection with somebody who doesn't want a connection with you. They want to make an appointment with you. Right? So again, they don't have any plans. Three of Pentacles in the reverse, no plans. Sex, yes. Sex, right? Changes in moving forward. Aquarius is having second thoughts. They don't have any plans to move forward with you. Sorry, I never had any plans for a relationship. What gave you that idea, right? Something being said like that. Like I told you from the very beginning that this is what this relationship was. So let's take a minute to examine that phrase. I told you what you were going to do for me, right? But there was never any exchange. There was never any contract that I would do something for you in return. Okay. Sorry, I never had any plans. That's kind of what you're going to be getting, a rude awakening, in other words. Is it a soulmate situation? No. Are you the other woman? Yes. Queen of Wands, the other woman. No commitment, no idea of emotional fulfillment. So listen, heartbreak. That's how they feel about you. They do not intend to commit to you. They do not intend to support you or fulfill you or engage in relationship with you. They're here for one specific reason and then they're gone. And if you expect anything more from them than that, then they're putting the responsibility back on you by telling you what you're going to do for them. So, I mean, things are happening for us, not to us. And laying down boundaries is an issue here. This could be a sacral chakra that's affected or traumatized in some way. Somebody may be finding their self-worth in deeds that they do, hoping that someone will see them as worthy. Someone may have some sexual trauma here in which they're thinking that their self-worth is attached to sex, and that they're only good for one thing, kind of situation. And so that's how they act. That's how they attract. That's what they portray. So this person is just re-traumatizing you. This person is just reinforcing dysfunction from trauma, from sexual trauma. So let's see what this person thinks of you. Show me. This is perfect. And you are reenacting sexual trauma by letting them traumatize you again, right? You know that you need to separate yourself from this relationship. They're thinking here, what do you have to lose? You're not married. You're not with somebody. What do you have to lose? So they've targeted you, they've groomed you, they've decided that this person is the prime person to provide me with something that I need. They may be not exactly aware that that's really what I'm doing, because they feel like that the expectation is that this is going somewhere. So priming, grooming, you know, is part of abuse, right? Show me, what is this person? What can Aquarius expect from this person? You have the Lovers in reverse, you have the Emperor in reverse, and you have the Ace of Cups in reverse. What can you expect from this person? The Lovers in reverse is not lovers. The Emperor in reverse is someone who manipulates and controls, who has a control problem, right? Or who is not approaching you in the way of commitment, husband, right? And not to blow anybody's cover here, but somebody has some sexual abuse from a parent, a father, a family member. There's some sexual trauma here. Okay. And so this pattern that this person is presenting to you feels normal, and it should feel normal, right? But I think you're starting to realize that over here, right? What does Aquarius not expect from this person? What does Aquarius not expect from this person? I think that what you don't expect is that they're going to make this very clear, right? When you start raising these questions or you start expecting more than what you're getting, this person here is going to cut you off, right? They're going to cut you off. Which for me, I say good, good, good. That's a good thing, right? But I think you don't expect for them to beat you to the punch, and they may. You're getting too invested here, right? For them. That's what they're thinking. You're becoming too invested. You're wanting too many things. It's becoming too demanding, right? So let's see what a final outcome for this situation may be. This is a lot of anxiety. It's not moving forward. It's not going anywhere. You're going to have to exhibit the courage to cut this person off. Okay? You're going to have to withhold from this person. You're going to have to quit nurturing this person. We have the King and Queen of Cups here. King is in the upright, Queen is in the reverse. And so this is not about a couple who are together or who will be together. That's not a commitment. So I think that, Aquarius, they're draining you dry and you need to re-examine your expectations. What do you want from a relationship? Do you want a relationship? You shouldn't expect a relationship with this person. What do you want moving forward? Or you have the mindset that, well, I mean, this is the only thing that attracts them, so I got to continue acting this way. Or this is the only thing that I'm good for because somebody a long time ago told you that shit, right? There was a very fucked up dad here somewhere. No offense, y'all, but for some of you, there's a father here, father figure, who was a piece of work. Um, so, I mean, you've got to change your perspective. You're going to have to change your perspective on the situation, or you're going to continue to get more of the same. This is someone who believes, and I know in our modern day and age, we're thinking, well, who in the fuck believes that stuff? You'd be surprised what people tell themselves because they want to continue to inflict trauma because the trauma feels normal, right? It feels normal, right? That's the way my dad did me. So, or that's the way, whatever, right? Whatever the scenario. You'd be surprised what people tell themselves in their minds. And I think maybe, Aquarius, you need to start looking for your purity again. Maybe you need to chase something that's not sexually related for a little while. Maybe you need to be by yourself and enjoy being by yourself. Maybe you need to engage in some sort of community service or some service to others. Something that reawakens your humanity. And the idea that, not everyone expects something, okay? There's something here about some childhood wounds and childhood trauma that need to be healed, but need to be healed in the way that at the age that the childhood trauma occurred. Life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you focus on? This person's draining the shit out of you. Guilt is a normal feeling. But guilt about what? Guilt. That's something that you may need to examine. Shame and guilt. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Because abusers, have a tendency, they don't want you to tell, right? Because your voice is your power. Your voice is your freedom, right? And if they can silence you any way that they will silence you, right? Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Speak up and speak out. Maybe some of you were reprimanded in some way or treated in a really unkind way when you spoke up and took up for yourself. Maybe you were taught that, speaking up for yourself was dangerous or unsafe, right? So now, crane fly, sorry. So now maybe it's time for you to stop accepting that behaviors happen to you or that things happen to you and start voicing what it is that you want. So we've got root issues, we have sacral issues, we have solar plexus issues, we have throat chakra issues here, all in this one read, right? Because the bottom line is you're doing something to get along, to go along, to receive something that you feel like is love that's clearly not love, right? Because you don't feel safe not, right? So, Aquarius, that's what I have for you guys. It's time to speak up and speak out and quit accepting less than what you deserve. So, I'll see y'all later.